And good evening. Welcome to the Gary Brodsky Show with a little background music because this stuff is not copyrighted. Although I'll find a way. All right. Let me get started right here and now. Are we not ashamed? That's the title of the show. Are we not ashamed that all of the past glory, all of the past joy, fun, profits, business, everything we did as men and as women, all in the past. The great industrial revolution, education, everything this country stood for, everything we stood for as men and women is all in the glory of the past. And the future does not look that bright, does it? So the point I want to make here is, yeah, this is by design. We all know that. That's covered. But this is much more also, think about it, by consent. By consent. Everybody of every group, I don't care where it is, who you are, what you are, is offended by something. To the point where this country has come to a standstill and a reversal. We'll be in the Stone Age pretty soon. So enjoy your toys while you have them because there'll be nobody left. Our freedom of speech is going by your consent. Our freedom of religion is going by the rise of atheism, and we don't want to offend them. So we have to watch what we say, what we do, how we act. Businesses are no longer businesses. They're all farmed out to foreign countries. This used to be a great place. And everyone I talk to, everywhere, only goes, oh, back years ago, then, oh, years ago we could do this, years ago we could do that. Well, guess what? You can do it starting right now. It's, I'm going to get into the alpha male stuff, of course. But look how we have digressed in the last 15 years to a point where men forgot how to be men, women forgot how to be women. Businesses are so obsessed with paperwork, they don't even do business anymore. I know those people. We have become a domesticated nation. Men, women, children, all of us, totally domesticated. Now, let me just tell you, this show is brought to you by GaryBrodsky.com. The best audios on seduction and living you'll ever find anywhere. And if you've bought anything, you know I'm telling the truth. But I must also say this. I may say some things that are offensive, which I have to just fill out a form every time I get on this show. I can't use certain words. Now, if you think about that alone, you may say, yeah, it's not okay to say these words. It offends people. But do you think it's going to stop there? Pretty soon, well, we'll just take this word out. You can't use this word. You can't use this word. You don't know who might offend. And soon, we will have a limited vocabulary. Just like they did in the book 1984. It's happening. And it's happening right now and more tomorrow. What we can say, it will be less. What we can read, well, they just delete the books. They don't burn them anymore. Computer age. Okay, Fahrenheit 451 is still burning alive very well. Because why? People don't read anymore. Why is seduction falling apart? Many reasons. Many reasons. But let me tell you one major reason why it is falling apart today. Because nobody reads the classics. When men were men, we were women, and everybody was happy. Why? Because we don't read, we've been dumbed down. Just like any type of slavery. And slavery existed long before America. Slaves were not allowed to do one thing, read. And now they got you. That's why I say by consent, nobody reads anymore. Nobody reads. This is the world we're in. Guys live in fear of women. Women live in contempt of men. This is not what, and if this offends anybody, sorry, God intended. Okay? Just mentioning it. All right. This rant will go on because it is just incredible how people are consenting to this. It's like, you shouldn't say that here. Where should I say it? Any joke is now considered an offense, not a joke. Any flirtation is now considered harassment, not flirtation and fun. And they've got you to consent to it, to agree. Are you happy with that? Let me tell you, you're not. And they've convinced everybody, not everybody, but a good majority of the people, that you're depressed and you need drugs and you need medication. They don't say you need a real person like the old days to talk to, somebody to help you through a situation, because those days are gone. Why? By your consent. Your consent. If this country goes down, we collectively are to blame. And that's what is happening. Let me see if there's any calls or messages. Dustin, good evening. How are you? Good to see you here. Good evening. For my keg of Pepsi, I'm ready to roll. Okay, let me get the Pepsi going. I pre-poured mine because I couldn't wait. And I'm sure, people write to YouTube, he's drinking Pepsi on the show. That's what men have become. Why? By consent. Not by force, not by edict, and not by law. But if we keep consenting, it will be by law, it will be by edict, and it will be out of the barrel of a gun that we have to obey these things. That is where we are today. I have a little music while I drink soda. I should be drinking wine. Actually, I have a bottle of wine, but I don't have time to go get it now. But this is where we're headed. And by consent, guys have become afraid of women. By consent, guys do not lead in relationships. By consent, guys are pussy whipped. By consent, men don't build anything anymore. By consent, men have lost their drive, their passion to build anything, to take a chance, to take a shot in life. By consent, guys have become less than men, and women have become not women, but women trying to become men. The men that they hate are the ones they want to imitate. And we fall for this stuff because we don't read, we don't think, we're compliant. And I have a new audio out from a great webinar called Compliance. It's right up there at GaryBrodsky.com. Selling like hotcakes, which reminds me, why didn't I ever get into the hotcake business? But using stuff that is not, I would consider, actually very nice or stuff, but it's effective because people's minds are in the compliant state. You use the compliance technique on women, it's not seduction, and I explained the big difference there on the audio. Plus, we have David Henderson's zipping and unzipping technique that works included with the package. $27, you will have a skill that most people will never have, that nobody else on the planet is offering. They all offer the same stupid rhetoric shit. Okay? This is the real stuff. GaryBrodsky.com. Audios Compliance. You want women? Oh, this will do the job. You'll have women, you'll have power, you'll have men, women, and children doing whatever you want. Because society has already bamboozled people to be compliant. Just taking off where they left off. This is government stuff. The stuff the government uses. And I don't know how long you keep this one up, so I suggest getting it now while I take a brief break. Okay, break's over. Get to GaryBrodsky.com. Compliance And let's see if anybody hit that. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Now I have to wait for this thing to readjust. Okay, checking for mail. Okay. It's not done with what it has to. But what I'm saying is everybody is complying. If you want to take advantage of that, that's the compliance audio program just released today. It is brand new at GaryBrodsky.com. Until you have some letter saying you have to take that down, it's too effective. That's what I get. So, and it is scary how well that one works. It scares me. And as I was speaking here, saying, you know something? People can get anybody to do anything with this. So you have it probably in your emails. If not, GaryBrodsky.com, audio programs, compliance. Let's talk about a few things. You could use what they use against you against other people. Victory, conquest, that is the goal of men. Sorry, it does not sound nice. But it is what it is, and that's what it is. It works. This isn't very nice, but it works. This is very similar to the compliance audio. I ask for what I want, I get it. Telephone into somebody's heart, mind, and soul. Compliance. And now there are some questions here. Yes, a lot of girls with nice comments. I appreciate them. Of course, I said, don't repeat my comments. Men and women, okay, for those of you who don't know, are different. Yeah, it's something to think about, right? It's just sad to see. When I go out there, there's no more dating. There's no more holding hands. All these things are done by your consent, by your agreeing with some politically correct, God knows what, with some self-interest or special interest group backing them up, and you're doing it. Does that sound right? That's the way we're supposed to live. Okay, I'm getting questions here from Twitter. I don't know how to use Twitter. So, okay. Yeah. Well, a couple of questions from Twitter. Since somebody set it up for me, they didn't tell me how to use it. Well, it's all set up, thank you. Never asked how do I use this. But I appreciate the person set it up for me. I didn't say I have a complete computer illiteracy problem. Anyway, the GoToWebinar, those of you who went to webinar, it was packed on the last one. I know you had to wait an hour for me to get tech support and everything else. Only for me to find out that the problem was that their server was not working correctly. I downloaded 12,000 things, fixed the things, I gave it. But hey, that happens. And they're usually very good, and it's working perfectly. Okay, another Twitter question. Don't have a clue. Don't have a clue, but this is what we've become. So many ways to communicate. Twitter, texting, phone call. I can make a phone call right from here. Regular phone. I have one. I'm one of those rare people. If you go in the house and hey, a real telephone. Look at this, huh? Wow. Man. Email. Instagram. You name it. There's a way to connect. And guess what? Nobody connects. It's funny. And let me just say, I have a couple of people who work with me who say, how you got to get the muscles showing, you know. Hey, I'm from Brooklyn. What do you want? Online dating. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking hell. And I've never done it. I've met people online by accident. One person. But outside of that, those dating services, if you're a man, you go out, there's a woman, you should get her. You should know how. And if you don't, GaryBrodsky.com. Okay, good question. What does porn do to the viewer? Porn is made. Okay, I have a big article on porn. I should send it out. To screw you up mentally. And it does. To where a real woman won't even turn you on. It becomes a serious problem. And it's all, of course, that's by design. Not watching it is by your consent. That's a smart move. Okay, you see porn. You see a naked girl. You get busy. I know what happens, okay? There are naked guys in there. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. All of a sudden, you're sexually confused. And every girl in the porn is, of course, beautiful and perfect by what they call today's standards. The standards change all the time, but they've programmed you that this is what women look like. Then you meet a very, very pretty woman. But she's not pretty to that standard. And guess what? You won't get turned on. Big article on porn. It's destructive to guys. Plus, you're getting the satisfaction because, without any risk, any emotion, any sense of smell, touch, passion, breath. You fake the whole thing with no risk to yourself, no worries about anything else, no real being there. You had a fantasy in your mind, and a fantasy is usually better than reality in most cases. And that's how porn gets you. Now, in the old days of the porno theaters, it was a big joke. Nobody took porn seriously. The guy who did, we always knew he had the raincoat, okay? With the no pockets, the whole joke. But no, it's made there, that, video games, all that stuff. That's how they're training people to kill. Every one of these nut shooting jobs, guys that come out anywhere, they spend all day shooting people on the computer. There's no real consequences. They don't see funerals. They don't see broken families. They don't see somebody who will never see their father again or their brother or their best friend. No, it's all become a computer game. This virtual world. Pretty soon we're going to have this, the channel, where you get to look at food. What's going to happen if you look at food? It won't quench your hunger, but those other things will. And again, by consent. I only saw one porno film in my life, and I said, I know the deal here. And that's my opinion on porno. Oh, okay, Lonnie, I don't want to get up now, but it is done and is on my shelf. Actually, believe it or not, right now I have the flu, but my desire to get these messages across, I was going to cancel the show tonight. I said, no, I'm going to muster up all the power I have, and I'm going to be here tonight. Because you got to fight in everything. Men have lost their will to fight. Men have lost their will to go out to go after what they desire. It's just, the minimum wage is $8 and people settle for that. They don't fight. When you fight, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get taken down. When you're in business, I know a lot of people out there that are suffering just like me. People freeze your bank accounts because why? They don't like what you have to say. But I guarantee if you do nothing, you're going to get nothing. Guaranteed. I'll sign a contract with anybody. You do nothing, you get nothing. I'll sign it. Put my guarantee on that. Stump whatever you want. So, Lonnie, I am sorry about the delay. I will make it up to you. You will be getting some surprises in your package. Because you're a good man. I say such nice things. But I like to make, and this is on the spiritual side, spiritual things that actually work. I guess I get a little over-obsessed with testing these things. One of my problems. On the other stuff, it's quick. The spiritual stuff, I want to make sure it works for the rest of your life. That's just the way I am. But back to the by consent. And guys who are afraid, well, what about sexual harassment? You don't have to say, fuck you. You can either live with a beautiful woman, enjoy and laugh. There's no law against that. You're taught to believe it's wrong. It's not. Fireplace, nice romantic evening. Or you could live saying, what if she sues me? Those are your choices. There is no neutral ground anymore. Alpha or beta. That's it. Alphas win. Betas dream what alphas live. Okay? That's all I can tell you. We got some good questions coming in now. But first, I must take a soda break. Pretend is a song. How's that? Let's get to the questions. Get to a cigarette. Okay. Good evening, Gary. Hi, Chris. I found a new favorite author. I thought it was me. Just kidding. Dale Carnegie. Mine too. Why? I discovered a couple of his public speaking, apparent course, businessmen suck on that politically correct agenda. Another note, with respect to social media, I have a confession. I don't know what a fucking hashtag is or how it works. You're talking to the right guy here. At my consent, just because other people are buying into the programming doesn't mean they have to. No. You know, if you vote with the crowd, you're going to get Barabbas. Okay, what else can I say about that? And thank you, Chris. I know there's somebody out there going, he didn't exist. Look at the faces on those people. Look at the face of the people who have decided to reject God. You can see it. And that's the picture I'm going to take the screenshot. I know that. That goes out saying that somebody with a button. Yeah, we got him now. All of a sudden, in the last 10 years, they figured out, hey, God doesn't exist. How did the universe get created? It just happened. You know, hey, just like a Brooklyn guy trying to be an atheist. I just try to picture that. So how did the universe happen? You know, it's just, these things happen. You know, we're going to tell you. It doesn't make sense. But at least the Brooklyn guy sounds funny doing it. And the fact that the whole universe works perfectly, and as one planet dies, another one, and it goes on for eternity. Yeah, you know, just, worked out like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know, hey, Joey, come here. See the planets up there? Yeah, they happened by accident, all right? I used to talk like that. Because in Brooklyn, everything was a question. Come on, my fucking asshole. Do I look a fucking jerk off to you? Lots of questions. Okay, Ryan, you've got the no subject, no question. That's pretty good. Maybe quite keep scrolling this. No. What's the quickest way to get over women? Okay, so it's in the headline. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. What do you mean by getting over women? Getting over on a woman, or getting over a woman who just left you? Just asking for clarification so I can give you the best advice I have. No, Lonnie, we got you all covered here. But thank you. Thank you very much. So, let's just talk about getting over women. Yeah, sometimes breakups happen, and I know this, and it's like, wow, you know, why did I do this? It's easy to get your ex back. If you want it back. If you want to get over her, it's a different story. Because it does hurt. And the fact that it hurts, Ryan, I'm not saying this is your situation because I don't know exactly what it is good. It shows you had passion, you had love, you had emotion. It may be suffering, but it shows that you can feel, which makes you an exceptional human being today. That you could feel that. Up until like 2 days ago, I thought a Sims card was a card you went shopping with. It seems they have their own credit card. Shows you. Anyway, here comes some more questions. No, we can't answer that, Renee. Crazy girls. Oh, those crazy girls. I love them. You gotta love women, okay? That is first and foremost. Just can't show or tell about it. Just kidding. But, you know, if Ryan is asking what he's asking, and if anybody asks that question, how do you get over a woman? That shows he's got life to him. He can feel. You have no idea how rare that is. So by that alone, Ryan, you have phenomenal qualities. Get out there and get another woman. The fact that you can feel, the fact that you can be romantic, but just take the lead this time. And I'm taking a soda break. Questions are coming in. You know, I should just fill the glass up, but then I have a tendency to knock it over and then get the bounty napkins and, you know, all that other stuff that goes along with it. But again, it's by your own compliance and your own consent that we have become politically correct. My answer to you is don't be politically correct. You're not going to pick up girls politically correct. You're not going to get a high-paying job being politically correct. You may get a medium management job where they'll treat you like shit and humiliate you every fucking day of your life till you feel like shit. That's what they want. By design. Their design, but I ain't going along with it. And this is on the compliance audio. When you hear it, and those of you who haven't know, we have all been trapped into compliance and doing whatever somebody else wants. And the first thing people say is, holy shit, this stuff worked on me my whole life. Can't wait to use it on somebody else. At least we got some live wires out there, huh? Okay, soda time. Yeah, I was going to get the hat with the 2 cans, but I thought it would look kind of stupid. This, by the way, is a $100 haircut I got for free. Don't you know that? For unknown reasons. I've somehow managed to get haircuts free most of my life. I don't know how that worked out. There's no spells, no rituals, no mojo bags that work on free haircuts, but I got that. Whoa, questions are coming in here. All right. From a question from Hong Kong, let me get this guy first. Question from Hong Kong. Vic, how are you? Good evening. Thank you for chiming in. How do you think an alpha male should dress? That is empowered and appropriate. Thanks, Vic. Vic, it's a very simple answer. Like a man. Button-down shirt. You know, throw over a sweater like this. Not in kids' clothing. Now, when I say kids' clothing, I actually mean kids' clothing. Guys who have a big sports thing here with the sports hat that goes along with it. And, you know, a guy should wear shoes, not sneakers, unless he's going to the gym. Dress like a man. Biker boots, any boots. Women actually judge men more by their shoes. Avoid shirts with stupid sayings, like I'm with stupid. I used to wear that when I was with my brother. But people knew. Just, you know, dress for, a great saying, dress for the job or the girl you want, not the one you have. Yeah, I like blazers, and I don't wear them on the show because I feel like Ted Baxter. But a nice blazer, something like that. Yeah, I wore a suit on a show once. I would do it again, but I'm always throwing these things together at the last moment. Today I'm not 100%. So I got this knit sweater on here. You know, just man's clothes, not like, you know, kids' clothing. And, you know, say hello to anybody in Hong Kong there. All right. Chris, how are you? All right, we're getting into some deep stuff here. You had mentioned that some music recordings have been the subject of satanic ritual to have them live on. Oh, yeah. And, of course, all of the celebrities have signed a covenant in blood with Satan, but that's for another time. Is there a non-satanic ritual to perform to make my recordings more successful? Thanks, Chris. Oh, well, you just answered your own question, and I'll tell you where it is. To make your recordings more successful, absolutely. Because think about it, Beethoven, Bach, they've been around for 500 years. But not them personally, their recordings. But when you want to be the star, that's when it goes satanic. You want your music to be the stars? The Bee Gees, hey, they have all the groups they've earned the most money. Never did a satanic thing in their life. But their music lives on. Billy Joel never did a satanic thing in his life. But when guys get up on stage and people go crazy for the star and not for the music, that's satanic. So yes, there is something. If you want to talk about it, just email me and say do not open. Because there are rituals that can be done, and I have done them. Look at my Facebook. You'll see a lot of rock stars on there. And they're the real deal. Because if you do it for the music and not for the person, big difference. Oh, time for a cigarette. You ever notice these people, what are you doing on Wednesday? Look at their watch. Oh, nothing. And for those of you Wing Chun practitioners, best way to practice Bang Sao is pretend to look at your watch. This is soft. Soft, soft. Just mention that. I got a lot of martial artists that watch the show. Genetos, yes, you're absolutely right about the UPS guy. It is MIA, and I will send you out another one this week, end of the week, on the house. And I will let you know about it. So, I do have your phone number on file, so don't worry about that. And, sometimes packages left by my door, and they disappear. Not here, but in Brooklyn, forget it. You got to be out there in a second. My package went to the wrong house once. These people called me up, and it's a bunch of herbs and stuff, and they said, we have your package here. We opened it up, and we took everything out, and you had a lot of good herbs. Just give it a, what the hell did you do? No, we decided to open up your package. I kind of thought that was funny. And I'll tell you why, in case anybody wants to know, why I have like a bit of a serious flu here. Even though I don't show it. I don't know why I'm showing it, not showing it now. My eyes look like Dangerfield, like Arafat before. It's because I had so much anger in me this week. And I resisted, and I was bastard. Who did I hurt? Them? No. I got myself. Anger is not good to keep. So now, didn't even know I was mad at them. And now I was the one who had been laid up for the last couple of days. So, I learned a good lesson. Learned a very good lesson about anger. I should have forgiven these guys immediately. That's my new thing. It used to be my old thing, but I somehow lost track of it. Kill with kindness. They can't handle it. Otherwise, it's just going to go on and on and on, and you're going to have a world full of maniacs like we have today. And I'm actually probably doubly hit because I'm embarrassed that I get angry. Anger absolutely serves nobody. Women do it, we know that. All right? We know women get mad at shit you did in the past. And women go, why do guys gotta have one night stands? Because the women having a one night stand, we cannot bring up the past. And there's your answer. I know it's not the answer you want to hear. It's a fact. Okay, question for a woman. Why do guys go to prostitutes? Why not? That's your answer. You know, it used to be such a male-oriented culture. Guys would fool around with their secretaries. You know, this whole sexual harassment thing has gotten so stupid. Okay, they'd make you think that in the 1970s and 80s, before they had all these bullshit rules, that a woman would come to work and get raped on the spot. If anything else, it was the opposite. It was like, hey, watch, there's a woman in the room, watch your language. On the way out, they'd help her on with a coat. That's when men were men. And you could be one starting right now. Be polite to women. I have an audio program called The Gentleman's Guide to Seduction and Success at GaryBrodsky.com. And believe me, those tactics work. Why? Because no one used them any before. No one used them in so long. It's like, wow, when did this happen? And yeah, I was reading this thing today. It said, you cannot create attraction. Bullshit, okay? So the guy has an audio program. Bullshit, you can't create attraction. So let's say I said, hey, I got this nice watch on. Anybody want it? It's a nice watch. People are going to say yes. Why? It's put together right. You put yourself together right, you create attraction. Attraction can't be created with that fucking voice, that fucking horse, whoever the hell is doing it. Attraction cannot be created. Really? Let me bring you out some supermodel in lingerie and go, are you attracted to that? Because we're trying to see what you created. You are. Wow, what a surprise. I thought we couldn't create this. Oh, and I got a nice Maserati for you. Take a look at it. You attracted to that car? You're going to say yes. Why? It's put together right. How do you become attractive? You put yourself together right. That's it. How do you do it? GaryBrodsky.com. As Alex Jones says, we don't work a new order money here or bank a bailout. So please hit it up. Shaving. Just hit a subject I'm crazy about, okay? I'm not kidding. I'm a nut with shaving. When you said in your recording on dress, keep it shaved, did you mean both the face and downstairs? Thanks, man. No, if anything, I am so against shaving downstairs. I have the Gary Brodsky Revolution on Facebook. No shaves down below. Oh, we got to keep this shaved, you know. I have other reasons. So you may know that. We're going to keep quiet about that, right? You don't want to talk about that shit. But think about, okay, facial shaving. No shaves down below. Rule of I have a friend, a female author. She's writing a book, and she is including no shaves down below. I'll tell you why. First of all, why shave your face? Because, let me get your name right. Dustin, of course. Okay, Mr. Hoffman. Just kidding. When you see a movie, or you see a film, or when they want to portray somebody who's a failure, first they do is no shave. When they want to show success, clean shaven. And that's how the world sees you. True, the movies program people a lot, but that's actually based on people who just give it up on themselves, don't shave. You want to show a bum? T-shirt, no shave. I know, you know, some of the old westerns before a gunfight, I'm going in for a shave. Why? Because you look and feel better. And when you look and feel better, you can project that. Now, shaving down below does not go here. I have this fanaticism about that. First of all, women do it. They look like little girls. I'm not interested in that. Plus, sexual pheromones are transmitted by what you have down below. So you want to become not attracted to women? Cut that off. And women wonder why men don't pay attention? Hey, pubic hair It's there for a reason. Facial hair really isn't. Just looks better shaved. No shaves down below. It's part of the design to make a woman look like a little girl, to try to appeal to some latent pedophile thoughts guys may have. We want a woman to look like a real woman. Check out the Gary Brodsky Revolution. You know, a lot of supermodels on that one too. On Facebook, if you're a member of Facebook. No shaves down below. No shaves down below. A lot of women watching this show. No shaves down below. I don't sleep with a woman with shaves down below. Seriously. Like, first time I saw it, I said, where's your pussy? Yeah, I'm getting gross. I don't give a shit. Where did this energy come from? Gary, do you make... Oh, absolutely. I made one for a guy who's a friend of a guy named Dave, who's a friend of mine. I forgot the guy's name. He wound up working with this guy, Dave. It's on a Mojo bag. Your name happens to be the same as his, Dave. The other guy, Dave's friend, got a Mojo bag. They both had the same job. It was not a very good job. Well, Dave still has that job, and his friend now is on the board of directors. Yeah, they work. I tried with a girl years ago. I sent her for a job she was totally unqualified for. Not only did she get the job, she became a supervisor. And then she quit because she had no idea what was going on. She kept getting raises, bonuses. She got a company car. No clue. She would take the work home with pre-computers, throw in the garbage. I know what this shit is. So yeah, stuff does work. Okay, for the genius who asked me, how do I get questions to you? The same way you got this one to me. Gary Brodsky 123 at AOL.com. And I just want to mention something. DHEA will increase your testosterone and make you more attractive to women. Don't take my word for it. Google what DHEA effect on women has. And we are the only place that offers the real DHEA without calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate inerts DHEA, so you're taking something that absolutely is like worthless. You're getting a $100 bill, but it's all shredded. We have the real stuff. Within 4 hours, your voice gets deeper, and you get more looks from women. We got tons of seduction items. The MK17, my friend David Henderson, you've heard him on some of the shows, some of the audios. He says, man, does he get looks from women? And he sees a big difference when he doesn't. And he's a good-looking guy. And he doesn't go anywhere without it. I mean, this guy's a fanatic, which is great, because he's gotten... Everybody's, you know, one guy called me and goes, listen, I can't use this stuff anymore. I said, why, does it work? He goes, no, my wife is sitting on me. I can't deal with that. Kind of funny. I said, well, why do you just not put it on when your wife's around? He goes, I never thought of that. All right. MK17, you just mentioned it. I will not leave home without it. I will not go to work without it. But I do not wear it in the house when I'm alone. But damn, it works. Send me a testimonial and say, do not open testimonial, please. And thank you. I know it works. It was the stuff that was used in Studio 54. When it was that mist would come up from the ground. Same stuff. And all of a sudden people would find whoever they were with sexually attractive and have sex with them. That's why it was so popular. The owners didn't know. Some CIA guy was running an operation there. And I found out where to get it. Sometimes it takes a week to get it. Week and a half. Because it's custom made. It is that powerful. That's all I have to say about that. It does work. And it's right on the opening page of GaryBrodsky.com. All right. The cold pills probably making you stupid tonight, huh? Hey, Dan, how you doing? Send me your phone number, by the way. You have a phone number that doesn't work. I wrote it wrong. But anyway, I got to talk to you because we got some good things to do. God and deadlines. Great show as usual. I'm curious. I notice when I pray for things, they do come true. It's been going on for years, otherwise we'd have given it up. But thanks for mentioning that. However, when I put deadlines on it, it doesn't work by that deadline, but usually later. So is that offensive to God to give him deadlines to answer your prayers? No. He has 6 billion souls to take care of. He's got the universe to take care of. God works in his own way. Getting deadlines working is part of something that you can do. It's like knock, and the door shall be opened. He doesn't say, I'll help you through the door and show you where to shop. But the door will be opened. Ask and you receive, but not with instructions. Seek and you shall find. When you find it, figure out what to do with it. So yes, God will answer all prayers. I have found it incredible in my life. And I have a lot of people testing prayers will work. But the deadline part, that's your job. See, you work for God, whether you know it or not. So if you say I need this by Tuesday, say, okay, the door's opened. You make the Tuesday happen. Okay, I open the door for you. So I have about the 460-page book I wrote about that. It's hard to kind of explain real quick. But hey, I am glad to see somebody who's not an atheist. Does the same go with chest hair? Absolutely. You're a man, you have chest hair, keep it. You know, because they're trying to make men feminine. Shave off everything. Zip, 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 zip. Yeah, that's going to come next. Yeah. I go in the gym, sometimes in the locker room. It's a fucking disgrace. Because guys are shaving themselves. Men are supposed to be a big fucking hairy animal. And that's the way it's supposed to be. With a clean shave. Excuse me. The guarantee part of the show. Very important. Yeah. You think that's something? Wait for this. Now, if any of our products do not get you laid, parlayed, relayed, 6 ways to China with her and her friends and whatever the hell you want, we'll cheerfully refund your money and free of charge send you the knife to cut it off with. Other guys don't offer these kind of guarantees. This whole manscaping thing is by design. Don't consent to the design. All right, Dan, I need your phone number still. Just shave now. I use a straight edge because I'm like, I really love taking a good shave with the hot towels. I have a place now I can go every day to get a shave. To me, there is no other sign of wealth I can think of as going out in the morning and getting a good barber shave. That wasn't feeling well today. Feeling fine now. I don't know what it is. It's the energy come from the show, whatever, or is listening to Gregorian chants, which will heal you, by the way. There's so many ways. Hey, Joel, how are you? A long time. I'm so glad to see you. Hey, Gary, you mentioned getting a friend a high-paying job earlier. I'll put them back on sale tonight just for you, Joel. How about that? And send me an email because getting a high-paying job is not only, yes, with magic you can do almost anything. Most people do really abusive, crazy shit with it, but all it is manipulation of energy. And if you really want help with getting a good job, not being self-serving here, the compliance audio shows you how to get anything. Because it's a mind control technique that does not fail. It's worked on me, it's worked on you, and it'll work on whoever your employer is. I use everything on the kitchen sink, but this technique is amazing. It's on Gary Brodsky Audio's Compliance. It's beyond seduction. It's not about seducing women. It's about getting women to comply with whatever you want. Yeah, it's mean. Yeah, it works. Yeah, so what? Okay? And that story. It's not a nice game out there. We are men. We are conquerors. We are leaders. We are rulers. That is what the mindset has to be. Now, here's a good question coming up. Got to take a hit of this. Tobacco. This thing, I got a phone call the other day. Somebody, I saw one of your videos. You're smoking. I said, yeah, I know. He goes, how come you're still alive? I said, you act like an asshole. How come nobody's fucking beat the crap out of you, killed you yet? He hung up on me. No. Another mangina. Yeah. Man whores and players, this got to be good, right? This is a recent phenomenon I have noticed. There are guys that, to my disbelief, with that stupid voice, Dan, you have no idea the problem I get into with that voice. I have to keep my phone unplugged because I'm basically a writer by trade. Everybody feels they must report the voice to me, which I think is great. And skinny, fat body that actually get women. But I notice the women they fuck are always undesirable by mostly everyone's standards. And these guys are usually just fucking them once and never again. In other words, they are not really playing them, let alone playing multiple women at a time, like you and I, having them cook, clean, and worship them. Good point. So my question is, man whore really an alpha that loves women? It looks like he's the kind of desperate and takes what he can get, whereas a player is 10 steps above that. And yes, fuck manscaping. That is gay as hell. I'm hairy like a motherfucker and I love it. Okay, Chewbacca, you're absolutely right. Man whores will take whatever they can get, like an alcoholic. They don't care what they drink. We like fine, exquisite wine. There's an analogy. And when you're good at seduction, you can pick and choose. When you're, what Dan just said, yeah, you have to take whatever you can get. So learn the tactics at GaryRoss.com, and you can pick and choose who you want, and you will get them. Or, yep, you get this in the mail. You don't want that. I did something fun this week. No, I have a credit card here. I went to a hibachi place, they serve the food like this. The Japanese, they throw it around all over the place. And the guy handed me the check, and I took the check, throwing the money around like this. He's not finding it funny. Hey, I tried to get a laugh, Didn't work. Nice picture, Renee. Okay. No shave down below. like it. We'll talk later. Okay, I'm being silly now. Okay, get your questions in. The show's about to end. Unless I get a lot of questions and I can't end it. Gary Brodsky 123 at AOL.com. I have to wait for this thing to update. But this is the average guy today. You know, you don't want to be that guy. You do not want to be that guy. Beyond seduction, compliance. Get it. It works. Salute, Don Coleon. Alana, thank you so much. You really are a gentleman. And everybody here is. We're going to start a club or something. I just turned something on. I don't know what the hell it is. Okay. I'm up for some more questions. Let's go. Gary Brodsky 123 at AOL.com. Still updating. It does that. And here's an important thing. It's out of nowhere. But when you meet a girl and you get into a relationship with her, don't ever change. Ever. Because she'll get contempt for you and lose you. And that I pretty much state on almost all my audio programs. Let's get some plugs from the audio programs. Anybody out there? Gary Brodsky 123 at AOL.com. Let's see what some of your favorites are. I guess I opened this up too fast, huh? Type fast, okay? I have autocorrect on my thing. Some girl said something about she couldn't make it. I said, you can't? I said, hey, why am I saying you can't? I sent it anyway. She liked it better. From Joe. Gary, keep up the great work. I don't email often, but I still follow your shows. Thanks for all your knowledge and assistance. God bless. God bless you too. Really. Okay, I'm still smoking, so get the emails in. By the way, he recommends all the programs. I'm with him. Because you never know what you're going to need and where. And you've got to be alpha all the time. When you're alone, alpha. When you're in the shower, alpha. It doesn't mean this, but you can throw it in. When you're on the phone, alpha. Because like a weapon, you have to be sharp all the time. I've got no date tonight. Not feeling 100%, but I'm shaved. I'm looking good. And that's what you got to do every day of your life. So it becomes a habit. Because if you don't take care of yourself, we're going to look at you like, hey, you can't take care of yourself. You can't take care of me. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. Gary versus the dating gurus. Hi, Gary. I've noticed one major difference between you and the dating gurus. I've seen your Facebook page, and there are posts with women who brag about sleeping with you. I never saw that with Neil Strauss or Mystery. Checkmate, motherfuckers. All right. You know how many I have to take down because they start fighting with each other? Have you seen the fights they have? That's great. That's worth being on my Facebook page. Because one girl will go, I slept with him. Oh, really? He liked me more. And they go back and forth. There are 150 great cat fights. So I'm going to get a special private phone on me. I plug my phone, it's ringing. It's like, she said this. She said that. You know, I love women. They're funny. I like their illogicness. I like their yeah, I can even deal with their mood swings, the silent treatment. Because every guy's going to get the same treatment no matter what country the woman is from. Start dating Hindu women. You just figured I took a vow of silence. Okay, last round for questions. I'm having too much fun here. Derek, get all the audio programs. You're right, because they all work. End of story. All the products work, guaranteed. GaryBrodsky.com. If you just go and visit that site, you can download a free full ebook, one of my best, on the house for just visiting my site, because I care. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget the Wednesday show. Dan, send me your phone number. I will see you all next week. God bless all of you, and thank you for being here. Don't forget the Wednesday radio show. And good night, everybody.